Hello, everyone. Since we're on the subject of cars, I read someone's comment earlier and it kind of stirred up some things. As far as the update for the car that's all smashed up or was all smashed up, they say we can pick it up tomorrow. They said we could pick it up today, but we decided to wait till tomorrow. So we're gonna go there and figure all that out. Hopefully that goes well. Anyway, someone's comment reminded me the Toyota dealership that we bought the car from. They have this huge service center, state of the art. So we had a couple problems with the Toyota. We drove it pretty hard, used it a lot. We went there for an oil change. The first oil change, they gave it to us for free. Everything was kind of cool, except what I noticed was we had one tire that had a nail in it. We told them not to touch it. So they do things like fill your tires up to the proper pressure, tire pressure, PSI. And I kind of looked over when I was walking through their little service area, and I saw there was a gentleman, a large, fat ass gentleman, sitting on a chair playing with his phone. And he had the air hose hooked up to a bunch of different cars, and he's not paying attention whatsoever to the tires being inflated on different people's cars. So this tire that we had that had the nail in it, it would lose air. I'd have to put a little air in it every day to keep it going. I didn't want to patch it. I didn't want to do nothing with it. I just wanted, I'll keep putting air in till the tires are bald and I'll get new ones. And that's what we ended up doing. But the tire didn't need any air for like over 2 days. What does that tell you? That tells you that the fat ass at the dealership, who's supposed to be filling the tires to the proper pressure, is just filling them way over the correct PSI, which is very dangerous. You can go a little over. If your tires, I don't know, 34 PSI, you can take it up to like 38. You can go over. Just can't go way over. That's when it's a problem. So, yeah, that told me that one tire that leaked air that I had to fill up every day, he filled it way over the pressure. They did the oil change properly, I think. When I pulled the dipstick, it seemed to be like new oil, and it seemed to be at the right level. Months and months later, we decide we're going to go back to the Toyota dealership again because our water pump went. And antifreeze started just leaking out of the car. So, shut the car off, tow truck, take it there. They say it's under warranty. We were thrilled. We would have ended up having to pay nothing to get our water pump replaced. Let me start this car. So we were thrilled. Then all of a sudden they pull some bullshit and say, oh, well, your battery's not good. We had just bought a new battery 2 months prior, by the way. Battery's perfect. Didn't have no trouble starting the car. Nothing was flickering. Because when your battery starts leaking acid or gets old, sometimes your lights in your car, like the roof lights and your lights on your dash, that stuff will start flickering, and it's an indicator that your battery's on its last legs. None of that was going on. I know exactly what a battery is like when it's starting to go, because we've replaced the battery on the Toyota a few times. Probably because it's so hot down here and running the car a lot, plus the heat, probably kills the battery faster than it should. But this battery we had just bought 2 months ago, and it was perfect. Nothing was going on. But according to them, they had to jump the car to start it, blah, 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 blah. I knew this was all bullshit. We end up, again, with a shitty Toyota battery. They're huge. They're shitty. I don't personally like them, and they don't last. So they charged us almost $300 for that. So they had to get some money out of us because the car was under warranty. So they scammed us for a battery straight up. And there wasn't shit I could do about it. Also, when they fixed the water pump, they seemed to fix the water pump correctly. But the morons at the dealership, I'm saying it that way for a reason, fill up our coolant reservoir to almost the tippy top where the cap is. For people that don't know, you can't do that. That is the height of stupidity, the height of incompetence. It's the most basic knowledge of a car. You don't have to be a mechanic to know that your coolant reservoir has a line somewhere on it, no matter what kind of car you fucking own. Somewhere on that coolant reservoir is a line with an F next to it, or the word full. That means you don't fill it past that line. Why? Because coolant, when you start your car and coolant starts heating up, there's expansion. The coolant, if you were to start your car, let it run for a half hour, open your hood, look at your coolant reservoir, it's going to look like it's almost full to the top because of expansion. The fluid actually expands and becomes larger in your coolant reservoir tank. That's why there's a full line about halfway up the motherfucker, or 3/4 up, that says full. Those motherfuckers, I opened the hood right in front of the guy after they fixed it because I didn't trust these motherfuckers. The car was running. They already had it running, and the coolant's almost popping the cap off. And I said to the guy, that looks right to you? He's like, oh, well, expansion. I'm like, really? Expansion? He's like, the car's been running for like a half hour. They just had it running for half. I knew that was bullshit. I knew he was bullshitting me. I knew he was wrong. But I just wanted to fucking leave. I was pissed. I just wanted to leave. I didn't want to deal with these lying ass incompetent ass motherfuckers. So we drive the car somewhere. I let it sit for hours because it's a hot ass fucking Florida day, like always. And you know, when you shut the car off, it takes like 8 hours for it to fucking cool down. So I stopped the car, let it cool for 2 hours. I'm sitting there waiting for it for the coolant to go back down to its normal level where no expansion is taking place. I do that. I lift up the hood. I look at it. While it's cool, the shit's filled to almost the tippy top. Now, what can happen when they overfill your coolant reservoir? Well, the cap can pop right off and the coolant can start coming right out and your whole car gets fucked up. Shit's splashing all over your shit, your electronics, your everything. Very dangerous, very stupid. Now, a monkey knows this. This is a dealership that primarily works on Toyotas. That's what they sell. They sell Toyotas. That's what they work on every day. Just by repetition, every mechanic there should know where the full line is on every model they make. They don't make that many models. The Camry, Corolla, there's a few different models. Every mechanic there, just by repetition of working on the same cars day after fucking day, should know proper tire pressure, don't overfill the tires, don't overfill the coolant. You don't just look at the tank and be like, yeah, just fill it to the top. No, a fucking ape knows this. I'm not an expert mechanic. I know a few things, not much. This one thing I do know, that every coolant reservoir tank has a goddamn full line on it, that you don't fill it over. These are, again, dealership mechanics. They should know that there's a full line and you don't fill the coolant up to the fucking top. How did I solve this problem so the car didn't get ruined? I got a turkey baster from the fucking grocery store, attached a straw to it, and I started suctioning out coolant once it cooled down. until it got close to the full line. You can overfill the coolant tank a little bit. You just can't overfill it a lot. My point is, even at a dealership where these motherfuckers work on the same model cars every fucking day, the same cars, they still are so goddamn incompetent. They can't even fill a coolant tank up to the proper level. My God, I was stunned. I was like, man, I'm not even a mechanic and I know this shit. How did these fuckers get their fucking jobs? I don't understand it. I don't get it. And if we want to go back to the Audi for a moment, the Audi, the MMI system, all these people spilling coffee on their fucking, all their controls, the poor design of the drainage from the sunroof in the back right corner of the Audi SUVs. Again, the connector goes around the outside of the tube, allowing water to go down the outside of the tube and ruin all your electronics that control your whole stereo navigation, satellite radio, everything. To even diagnose it, if you want to go to the Audi dealership, costs $300 minimum just to diagnose the problem. Then to fix the problem, now you're talking $8,000, something like that, $5,000, $8,000 for all the new components, all the bullshit. You had people owning these Audi SUVs for years, different years, 2013, 2014, you know what I mean? Having to fucking deal with this problem over and over again. And if you take it to the dealership, they rob you. So I just thought I'd tell those stories. I am amazed at the scams that go on, at the lies a lot of mechanics tell, the astounding incompetence. Again, we took the Audi to 3 different mechanics. One to fix the brakes, they did that wrong. And that was a high-end mechanic with Audi, Porsche, all the BMW, Mercedes on the front window, real big so everyone can see it. They did the brakes wrong. They fucked that up. And then we went to the mid-grade mechanic to do the coils and spark plugs. They fucked that up. Took them 2 weeks to figure out that all it needed was coils and spark plugs and to install them properly. That's after I brought it back again because I took a right turn and one of the coils popped right out and the whole car started fucking up. Amazing. The incompetence. I can't even believe it. It's astounding to me. Have a wonderful evening.